coincide in the state championship football game and took their dates to the prom together. They'd gone off to college, joined ROTC, and graduated together. They'd entered the Army, traveled off to 3 different parts of the world, then shipped out to Vietnam as greenhorn lieutenants within 3 months of each other. And together they'd gone off on more hunting and camping trips than they could count. This was just Sunday pizza, but together sounded good. "I'll drive." Doc was halfway out the door when he turned. "You made the call, Betsy?" "Sure did. One giant hula-lula and a deep dish heart attack on a crust. And guys, don't slam back." The loud crash toppled a photograph from the mantel. "Door," Sue added weakly. Nobody noticed the coin fall on its side. Jake glanced up at the swirling gray of the Oregon sky. It looked as if it had been rubbed hard with a dirty eraser. No rain yet, but the sky felt heavy. A storm's coming, Jake felt certain. Doc hopped in the driver's seat of his cherry-red Suburban. Jake scooted to the middle. Finney squeezed against Jake to close the passenger side door. "A man's vehicle," Doc said. "Must have been a thrill to drive it this week, huh, Finn? Made you feel like a man, didn't it? Not one of those wimpy cars driven by guys with low testosterone." "Yeah, I had to pull in for gas every other stoplight," Finney said. "My wimpy car could make it to Tokyo on the gas this monster burns going to Gino's." "Yeah, well, it's still wimpy. You are what you drive." "Jake," Finney said, "you're awfully quiet. Something wrong?" "Wasn't that thing with the quarter sort of eerie?" "You still thinking about that?" Doc said. "What's the big deal?" "I don't know. It's almost like it means something." Doc hummed the theme from the Twilight Zone. "Don't get spooky on me, old buddy. Things don't mean something, they just happen. Unless you buy into Finney's way of thinking, that is, which someday you may if you get Alzheimer's. One kook's enough for this threesome, right, Finn?" "Well, Jake, I don't know if the quarter means anything, but I know life does," Finney said. "Things have meaning and purpose. Maybe even a coin toss, who knows?" "Sure, Finn, whatever you say. But I've always found that meaning in life is no substitute for a cold beer with your pizza. Know what I mean, Jake?" Doc slapped him on the thigh and turned suddenly into the 7-Eleven, his tires bouncing off the curb. As Doc hopped out, Jake said, "It's weird, Finney. Why's that quarter bugging me? It's like it's a sign or something." "Maybe it is a sign, Jake. I don't know. Maybe somebody's trying to get through to you again." Jake sighed. "Is this the part where you tell me life is a brief window of opportunity, and today could be my last day here and I should prepare for eternity, or one day I'll stand before God and wish I'd done something different?" Finney broke into his dimple-to-dimple grin. "Well said. Sounds like you don't need to be told. The question is, what will it take to convince you it's true? I'll say one thing for you, Finn. You're as dependable as Big Ben and Oregon rain. You always sing the same tune. I'm just looking forward to the day I hear it sung in one of your columns. Don't hold your breath." Suddenly the driver's side door opened and Doc boomed, "Okay, 6-pack of Coors for me, 3 buds for Jake, and a Shirley Temple for the preacher." He handed Finney a Diet 7-Up and held up a Coors. "This may send me to hell, but it sure washes down the pizza." "Come on, Doc," Finney said. "You know I've never cared about that. Where you spend eternity isn't about what you drink, it's about who you know." Yeah, Doc said. "Well, I do know the young lady behind the counter at Gino's, and I'd love to get to know her in the biblical sense, if you get my drift." The remaining 3 minutes of the drive seemed destined for wordless discomfort. Jake's mind traveled back to an incident a year earlier when the 3 were on an overnight duck hunt. Doc flirted with a woman at a truck stop. Just when she was writing down her phone number for him, Finney said, "You're wearing a wedding ring, Doc." In a flash, the woman and her phone number disappeared. Doc turned on Finney with every foul word he knew. Finney was almost as angry at Doc. Later, around the campfire, Finney apologized for getting angry, but he made it clear he wasn't sorry for reminding Doc of his obligation to remain faithful to his wife. A cloud hung over the rest of the hunting trip. The Suburban pulled into Gino's, and Doc bounded out like